What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. So as a lot of you may know, in the December update for Modern Warfare Remastered, we got the introduction of supply drops in Modern Warfare Remastered, unfortunately. Now with the introduction of that came 6 brand new melee weapons, a bunch of cosmetic stuff, along with, character customization, camos, variants, stuff like that came inside of the supply drops. Just basically cosmetic things. Now, generally speaking, this would be a great thing because it keeps the game fresh. It makes you want to go after something and strive for something, like just a simple thing like a camo, which doesn't really alter the gameplay of the actual game itself. But as a lot of you may remember, in Black Ops 3 at the start when supply drops were introduced, it was all basically cosmetic stuff until a few months after they had already introduced the supply drops, when they started releasing weapons within the supply drops. Now with the most recent update of Modern Warfare Remastered, an additional 5 weapons have been found by data miners in the files, 3 of those weapons being melee weapons and the other 2 being range weapons. Now that's something that I want to talk about, but when I let you guys know a little later in the video about the range weapons, we'll talk a little more on how I feel about that and why I think that it's just, like I said, we'll talk about it now. I'm not going to get into it now. Now, like I said, the data miners did find 3 melee weapons that have not been released on Modern Warfare Remastered yet. Those 3 weapons being a hatchet, a sickle, and a sword. Now, unfortunately, due to copyright reasons, I cannot show you pictures of this on the screen right now, but I will have a link in the description to Charlie Intel's article so you guys can go and check it out. There's also pictures on there that you guys can look at of the weapons. Now, I want to be very clear that these are just rumors. This is just stuff that's found by data miners in the actual files. This does not mean for sure in any way whatsoever that these are coming to Modern Warfare Remastered. So I just want to make that very clear, since I didn't really make that clear in the beginning of the video. But I want to let you guys know right now to take this very lightly and to just, kind of absorb it in, so that way if it does come, you can be like, oh shit, well, I already knew about that. But if it doesn't, then just don't be surprised if it doesn't. Now, along with the 3 melee weapons that I just mentioned, 2 range weapons are also mentioned in the data miners files. Those 2 weapons being the Cam 12 and the XMLAR. Now, I want to take this little moment to talk about how I feel about weapons being added into Modern Warfare Remastered. I see that a lot of people are making big deals about weapons being added, but nobody is really making a big deal about melee weapons being added. Unfortunately, I want to let you guys know that if there are melee weapons in the game that were not there originally when the game came out, technically speaking, there are already weapons and there are already changes that have been made that were not there with the original game. And at the end of the day, let's all be realistic here. This is not the original game. If you want to play the original game, you'll go back to COD 4 and you'll play that one. This is a remaster of it. Now, some people are going to argue with me and are going to be like, well, a remaster is an exact copy. That's fine. But unfortunately, an exact copy of COD 4 is not going to bring money into the pockets of Activision, which is just not going to be to their interest. Now, unfortunately, in this generation, in order for us to keep a game relevant, we need DLC every other month, because if not, we get bored of a game, because it's just the way that we work now. We're so accustomed to having DLC so often that if we don't get it, then a game is considered dead. I don't think people process that through their mind, and people get upset when things like this happen. But unfortunately, you need to do things like this. You need to add range weapons because you might not want them, but the majority of the community does. I know I've said this a million times. I'm a COD 4 fan. I've played COD 4 since the day it came out. That was the Call of Duty that I started. Like, that is the Call of Duty that got me into Call of Duty, and I wish it would stay the same, and I wish they would just update it, just update the graphics, and that's it. Just leave it as it is. But it's not gonna happen, and I agree with a lot of the people that don't want it to get to this point. But it's sad to say that we have a say, but it's just, unless we have a say and there's a profitable solution at the end of it, it's not gonna happen. Now that I got that little rant out of my system, I'm gonna go ahead and mention one more thing that was also found in the files of the Modern Warfare Remastered. That is the COD 4 Variety Map Pack. If you guys remember, there was a single DLC that was released for COD 4 back in the days, and that was called the Variety Map Pack. That's what DLCs were called back then. Now, in this Variety Map Pack came Chinatown, Broadcast, Kill House, and I believe Creek. Now, those 4 maps have been found inside of the files of Modern Warfare Remastered. Now, this doesn't say that they will be coming out with them, But if you guys do remember, in Call of Duty XP, the Raven developers mentioned that they would be possibly adding the 4 maps depending on, you know, the feedback from the community. And I'd have to say that the feedback from Modern Warfare Remastered is pretty positive. So it's very likely that we will be seeing these 4 maps come at sometime in the future, maybe sometime in the beginning of 2017 or mid 2017. Who knows? But I'm sure we'll get a lot more information on that very, very soon. But yeah, that just really is all I wanted to talk about right now. I really wanted to do a video on this because I wanted to get my opinion out there on how I feel about the DLC weapons and about the range weapons and melee weapons and all that stuff. I really wanted to share just how I felt, because it's not that it bothered me, it's just that, like I said, you know, they're putting their opinion out there and I want to put my own out there. I want to just, you know, be that guy to put my opinion out there. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like on it. If you didn't, then I completely understand. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, because I'm trying to daily upload. It's just that it's been a little hard lately because I've been having, you know, family over and stuff like that, and it is the holidays. Other than that, this is CarbonMeister, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.